Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. System Era hosted their roadmap reveal stream Friday night, and it was full of information surrounding content from the May and June updates for Astroneer. So let's dig into it and see what's coming. The first big news of the night was the reveal of the unbelievably adorable Aero Freecam drone. There wasn't any actual in-game footage, but they did include a short animated loop from the upcoming trailer. Just as the name suggests, it looks like this drone can fly around and provide an in-game free camera. There wasn't clarification as to whether the Aero only captures still photos, or if it produces a live alternative view from Aero's perspective instead of the usual in-game camera centered on the Astroneer. One huge disappointment, for me personally at least, is that Aero is going to be yet another creative mode only object. As a content creator, I have a ton of great ideas for videos that could become a reality if I had Freecam available to me in my game. Veronica from System Era justified the creative mode limitation by saying their concern is how it would impact progression in an adventure game. And you know, I get that, but there's also a pretty easy way to deal with that. Give Aero a massively huge byte cost and then require some expensive resources to craft it. By the time a player can achieve high levels of bytes and in-game items, they already nearly have unlimited mobility from shuttles, rovers, and jetpacks. Being able to scout things out with a Freecam wouldn't really have an impact on progression if it were to be targeted toward the end game. So yeah, while I think that Aero is absolutely adorable, and that I'm glad we're getting some sort of Freecam, I am incredibly disappointed by that creative mode limitation. But don't worry, I still love System Era, and I know that if there's enough players requesting it, they'll probably take another look at it down the road. Moving on, the May update will also bring about the much anticipated release of dedicated servers. The official servers can be rented from the Trado, and while pricing specifics were not provided, we did learn that pricing will be in line with Nitrado's current price structure. You'll also be able to host your own server for Astroneer, but it will not have any unlockables or limited time events. And you know, that makes total sense because people could get up to shenanigans on their own server and then wind up unlocking things that they haven't really truly earned. Whereas the Nitrado servers are going to be official copies of the game without such shenanigans. At launch, the official servers will allow up to 8 players to join a single game. But apparently those with powerful hardware will be able to increase that number on self-hosted servers. Dedicated servers will also provide crossplay for the Steam, Windows Store, and Xbox versions of the game. PlayStation players, you're gonna have to sit tight just a little bit longer, though Veronica did assure us that they're hard at work on this one. Before I move on from servers, I want to take a step back from the updates real quick and let you know that there will be a Vainglorious Astroneer server on Nitrado. More details will come once I have more information on how I can manage the back end of things, so stay tuned for that. I can tell you this though, only people who are active members of the Vainglorious Discord community will be able to join that server, so yeah, come hang out with us on Discord. I'm really excited that I'll be able to provide this server for members of our community, and I cannot wait to see what they can accomplish on a dedicated server. Oh, and by the way, System Era, if you're watching, I'd love to hear from you regarding maybe helping out an unemployed content creator running smaller channels. You know, you're a small team and want to get some synergy going with the small channels. Yeah, you know. But anyway, going back to Steam players, a much requested feature will be arriving in May as well. Steam Cloud Saves. That means should something happen to your local save file, your save will still be all nice and cozy and safe on the Steam Cloud, and you'll be able to pick up right where you left off. And on top of all that, the terrain tool will be getting a bit of love too with an updated add terrain mode. By default, the new add mode will be enabled. But if you get the update and you prefer the way it works today, you will have the option to toggle classic add mode. And of course, that means you'll also be able to switch back and forth between the two variations. In June, automation is coming to Astroneer. The System Era team has been hard at work on this for many months now, and the June launch is just the beginning. Automation is a system that they say they're going to continue to work on and enhance and improve over time. For now, we have some stills and animations for an automated arm and a resource extractor. They didn't really go into specifics about each item, but there will be more information trickling out in future System Era streams, so make sure you follow them over on Twitch and join the Astroneer Discord to stay up to date on what's coming. What we do know is that automation is going to integrate into the existing systems in the game, and they specifically mentioned that the automated arm will be able to move resources from storage to storage or from the smelter to storage. They also mentioned that the robotic arm can work in tandem with the extractor. The June update will also bring about bundles that players can purchase. These bundles will include Astroneer suits and other cosmetic items. System Era is committed to never locking actual gameplay behind a paywall, so these bundles will most likely remain limited to cosmetics and other items that would not otherwise split the player base. The robotic suit will be the centerpiece of the first bundle, and it will include other items that, according to Veronica,
that make you look really super rad. And then you can run around the game as, you know, this wonderful little robot, and maybe get some other things that kind of all go together that make you feel extra robot-like.
Now, it should be pointed out that these bundles will not be available on self-hosted servers, but they will be available in the standard game and in Nitrado servers. Oh, and apparently at some point in the future, we might be getting a rock, paper, scissors emote. Toward the end of the stream, we learned that the current Salvage Initiative awards are swapping out right now. When Joe announced it, he said the rewards should already be changed. So if you're tired of getting beacon after beacon after beacon after beacon, check in game and you should see something different. Beyond that, we also learned a lot about the behind-the-scenes working of System Aero with Gene, Spencer, and Ness. Not only did they show off some of their process with animation and modeling, but they answered a ton of questions concerning the how and why they create things the way they do. I highly recommend checking out the VODs on Twitch. So that's it from the update stream from Friday night, but when it comes to my own Astroneer content, specifically my Astroneer Academy series, I already have plans for where automation can fit into the lineup. And there's already one entire video planned at the end that will cover content that was updated during our 24 weeks of Astroneer Academy. And of course, when each update drops, I'll have a video out that same day giving a high-level look at what's new, what's changed, and sharing my first impressions. So be sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of those videos. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.